about Kaveri water dispute. It's one of the longest running disputes in India's history. Now, it's not that difficult to understand. As our independence, there have been multiple divisions of states in India. When you divide states, the biggest problem is with the sharing of waters. Most of the rivers in India are shared between multiple states. How much water will go to one state and how much water will kept by the other states, that always remains a big problem. The other part of the story is because we have an increasing population with increasing need of water, fresh water especially, specifically for various purposes. There is always a trouble about how to share water. India being in a gradient country adds to the problem. There are multiple water related disputes in India. However, there is no bigger disputes than Kaveri River. So much so that people have even best of their lives. Many people have been committed suicide because of this water dispute. So the river starts from Karnataka mainly. It's a dispute between Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. Although very small part of it goes to Puducherry, goes to Kerala, but we are mainly focused on Karnataka and Tamil Nadu because this is where the problem is. Karnataka is upper riparian state, meaning that river flows from Karnataka first, then goes to Tamil Nadu. Whenever you talk about any water sharing disputes, the upper riparian states always have an upper hand because they are the ones who have the first flow of water. So they decide how much water do they want let go. If they decide that we don't want to go off water, we will use all water, then obviously lower state will have no option. So Kaveri dispute has been brought up time and time again by Tamil Nadu because they are lower riparian state. Karnataka being upper riparian state is not giving us enough water. Now, as you know, the Constitution of India tells us how to resolve interstate water disputes. The Constitution of India talks about setting up a tribunal. So Kaveri water tribunal was also set up. They gave the order, they gave the decision which Karnataka did not like. Delayed implementing the decisions for a long time. Again went to Supreme Court saying that there are not implementing the decisions. Long story short, after the Supreme Court's intervention, also what the Supreme Court had done, Supreme Court had given a plan of how much water Karnataka should give to Tamil Nadu. In fact, they had given a month of wise distribution plan. They had given a month-wise distribution plan of water sharing. Now please understand this. Whenever there is a dispute of water sharing, be the Kaveri river or less between the India and Bangladesh, the problem is not throughout the entire year. The problem exists when there is a lack of rainfall. In monsoon seasons, every state has enough water, so they don't really have an issue with this. The requirement of water is always more when there are no rains around. When there is no monsoon around, there is a different distribution of water. The Supreme Court has suggested that you don't have to remember. Just to give an example, we just come back to that distribution that Supreme Court has said. In September, how much water do you have to give in August, how much water to give in October, November. As you can see, the water distribution is not same in every month. It depends upon the season. It also depends upon the weather. It also depends upon the requirement in terms of agriculture, what are the seasons of the crop. Now as you can see, requirement for August is the highest along with the September. This is where the problem starts now. Tamil Nadu is saying that Karnataka is not adhering with this order of Supreme Court. They are not giving the exact amount of water at the Supreme Court. Headset when is Karnataka is saying that monsoon at this time was not good enough. We don't have enough water, so how can we give you water? This is the basic idea of the trouble right now. You don't have to go deep into the numbers, how much water has to be released, how much water doesn't have to be released. Just remember the fact that as per the Supreme Court order, the amount of water that they had to release at Karnataka had to release. They are not adhering by that, and Tamil Nadu is saying that this is a violation of Supreme Court's order. This is a contempt of court. Basically, the monthly schedule that has given by the Supreme Court was in February 2018 judgment. They had said that we are setting up two authorities, Kaveri Water Regulation Committee, and they will make sure that the judgment is implemented, and they will make sure the water is released on 11th of August. So just a week back there was a meeting of Kaveri Water Authority. In this meeting, Karnataka said we will be sharing water. How much we will be sharing? About 8,000 cusecs, and that too up to August 22. On other hand, what did Tamil Nadu want? Tamil Nadu wanted about 15,000 cusecs of water for 15 days. So the dispute is about amount of water to be released, and Tamil Nadu's claiming Tamil Nadu claiming that Karnataka is not adhering with the Supreme Court order. Now there is one other interesting issue. I hope that you have this question in your mind. In Indian polity, we read the interstate water tribunal when they are formed. Their decisions are final. You can't challenge their decision. So the question is this: if you can't challenge the decision of the tribunal, why are we saying that people went to Supreme Court against a state Supreme Court gave decision? So being would give that decision. If you can't appeal against the tribunal decisions, how is the Supreme Court comes in the picture? So over here, understand two big loopholes there. There are two loopholes under which you can actually go to Supreme Court. What are the loopholes under which you can appeal at terminal decisions? One about the implementation part, and other for example, in case of Kaveri water disputes, what happened was criminal gave the decisions about Karnataka government apparently did not implement the decisions to Tamil Nadu government went in saying that we are filing a case in Supreme Court because it has not been implemented. Second logic or second loophole under which the people go to Supreme Court against interstate water terminal is saying that it was a violation of Article 21. People claim that I don't have enough water because you have given all the waters to the other states. As a farmer, I don't have enough water now. That means it's a violation of my right to life. That means I am coming to Supreme Court because the Supreme Court now has to ensure that my right to life is given back to me. That is the logic. These are the two loopholes under which people have gone to Supreme Court when it comes to the decisions of interstate water tribunal. That's a violation of Article 21. My right to life is being taken away from me, and implementation part, Tamil Nadu is saying that it has not got enough rain. In fact, their Metu reservoir right now has very low storage percentage. It will last for only 10 days drinking water requirement. Still remains a concern. This is urgent Supreme Courts under the interfere with that is Tamil Nadu saying to ensure that Karnataka is releasing enough water, but again the problem is with increasing population. Increasing requirement for agriculture purposes means there is such not enough water, and there has to be a proper distribution plan of how much water is given to which state. As we discussed earlier, the countries of India does not provide for these watershed sharing disputes under Article 262, which says Parliament by law can ensure that there is a adjudication of complaints, and for this purpose it can actually make these kinds of tribunals. That is how the interstate water tribunals are made. And these interstate water tribunals have been made from multiple rivers in India. Their decisions are final and they cannot be challenged in Supreme Court of India. If you want to read about the history of the disputes, I am sure that you all might have read about this. This is how the history of disputes have come up. If you want to read more about this, it's a colonial era dispute. The dispute used to be made between Madras Presidency and Mysore. It has been going on for a very long period. There was an agreement signed in 1924 that allowed the construction of Krishnaraj Sagar Dam by Mysore, and there was a dam in Madras also to be made called Mettur Dam. This was an agreement in place for about 50 years till 1974. It was after 1974 when the agreement came to an end that the problem of water sharing started between the two states. So if you want, you can read more about this from the article itself, and there are three main articles for today's, which let's focus on prelims related to. First one, as I said, Chief Minister made their respective speeches yesterday on Independence Day. Different chief ministers talked about different things. Especially the most interesting part came from Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Stalin, where he said the education should go back to concurrent list. I am sure all of you know 7th schedule of Indian Constitution gives us 3 lists: union list, state list, concurrent list. It mainly distributes a lawmaking power between the center and state. Concurrent list is the one where both the center and state can meet their laws. Education used to be in the state list, but when the Indira Gandhi government made a series of changes in the Indian Constitution, one of the changes introduced was the education was shifted from state to concurrent list. Why? The idea is simple. If a subject comes in the concurrent list, both the center and state can make law. However, if both of them make law on the same subject, center governments will overpower the state government law. That is why even in the concurrent list, the central government is more powerful. Now you have to connect this issue to the what has been happening in Tamil Nadu with respect to the NEET exam. Just to give you a brief background, a few years back, for a medical entrance examination in the country, like if you have to give, or if you have to, let's say, give an entrance exam of medical college MPBS courses, there are different examinations that used to be hit different colleges. There were some state level exams, some state level exams, some national level exams, etc. PMT, as used to call them, the government of India came up with this idea: we will not have multiple exams, let's have one single exam, NEET, or on the basis of that, whatever rank that you get can choose different colleges across the country. Many states are not happy with Tamil Nadu, especially, for example, not happy with this. Tamil Nadu said that our students read different kinds of things. Let's say in 12th class, so far them to crack the NEET examination is very different. We cannot have our students to be handicapped with NEET exam. We want our colleges and our students want not to be judged with NEET exam. We want a separate exam for them. But the government did not want that. The government said, no, if we allow this to you, every demand for the same, and need to have a centralized exam to have a certain standard for students across the country. This has been a long pending issue with Tamil Nadu. This demand of education coming back in status is connected to that, because if education come back in state list, we will see states having the power to decide about the entrance exam as well. Education, as you know, used to be a stateless subject before 42nd Amendment Act in 1976 changed it, bringing it to the concurrent list. Over here, let me give you one more homework for today. Do tell me in the comment section. By the way, we read all your comments in the last question that I gave you in the last class, that is the day before yesterday. I was glad to see you many of your answers. if you remember that prime ministers what network do they use for their video conferencing? If our prime minister should talk with the Chinese or Russian, what do they use? The answer was NIC, that is National Informatics Center, have their own network, and ICnet, they are ones. These networks are used specifically for government purpose, for their secure networks or satellite networks. Anyways, so second question for today's homework is what? The situation under which if a state makes a law on the concurrent list, that it will be stronger than the center government law. Let me repeat. Usually in a concurrent list subject, if a state and the center make the same subject, center law will be more powerful. State law will not be valid, but there is an exception. Under what circumstances will the state law and still be valid? Even though central government has made a law on concurrent list, think about it, search about, let me know in the comment section. Anyway, let us come back. As per these chief ministers of Tamil Nadu, all interact with people directly should be transferred back to the state list. Transferred back means they earlier used to be in the state list only. It was in the Indira Gandhi government that had taken out. Now I am sure you are very familiar with the concept of usually in the concurrent list subject, if a state and a center make law the same subject, center's law will more powerful and state law will not valid, but there is an exception. Under what circumstances will the state law still be valid? Even though central government has made a law on concurrent list, think about it and search about it. Let me know in the comment section. Anyway, let's come back. As per the chief minister of Tamil Nadu, all the subjects interact with people directly through a transferred back to state list. Transferred back means they earlier used to be in the state list only. It was in Indira Gandhi government that had taken out, and now I am all of you sure very familiar with the concept of concurrent list in the 7th schedule by the 42nd amendment. There was a 5 subjects that were transferred from the state list to concurrent list. What are these 5 subjects? First is organization of all courts except Supreme Court and High Court. Second was education, and third was forest, and protection of fourth was protection of birds and wildlife. Fifth was weight and measures. This concurrent concept is a concept we took from the Constitution of Australia. This is again a list that allows the state government to make law certain subjects, but the power to ensure that the law has a final word is given to the central government. Central government's law will prevail if there is any kind of disparity between the two. Let me give you a similar example. If you want to understand this, let's say Kerala makes a law that from now onwards in our states passing percentage of class 10 should be 70%. So Kerala makes a law that from today passing percentage in class 10 will be 70%, but central government makes a law that no, for class 10 passing percentage will be 33% only. So it's a same subject but different laws have been made by center in the state, which law will prevail as it is center government, so that will prevail, not the state government. That is how the concurrent list works. If both the parties make a similar kind of law on the same subject, central government law will prevail, and these are the few examples of an important subject in the 3 list. There is also a concept of residuary powers. As you know, residual power means what happens to those subjects which are not in any of the 3 lists. They by default go to parliament. If there is a subject not in any list, it will go to parliament. There is a few example of that as well. For example, cyber laws, crypto, etc. Because these are a few subjects which many people have not thought about, they will go to yesterday's power means we are within the parliament. Next article that we are moving is sad news, passing away of Bindeshwar Pathak, a founder of Swillian International. Now the UPSC does not really ask the person specific question, so we are not really focusing on Bindeshwar Pathak, although he was a legend, but we will focusing more on the work that he did and the significance of that work for India. Now he was a founder of Sulab International. I am sure all of you would have heard about it. Many of you would have used it also. Sulab, as you know, it's a public toilet network that we have in India. Most of the cities in India, you will see there are public toilets which you can use by paying very little, some 2 rupees or 5 rupees. It used to be in 1 rupee earlier. You will see that at bus stations, you will see that in markets also. He was a person behind this entire idea. This was considered as the largest NGO in the entire country, with about 50,000 followers or volunteers who used to work here. Bindeshwar Pathak was the person who was behind this Sulab International organization. He was also the winner of Padma Bhushan, and he is the one who has been credited with reducing the problem of manuals came engine in India to very large extent reduce the problem of open defecation in India. And he introduced this idea in 1970s. In 1991 he was given a Padma Bhushan. He in fact also was a Government of India ambassador of Swachh Bharat mission. It's his organization Soul of International was conferred with the Gandhian Peace Prize in 2016 along with Akshay Patra Foundation. As Akshay Patra Foundation, as you know, it distributes free meals to poor people who don't have a house while living on the streets, etc. Foundation gives them food. So these are together jointly given the Gandhi Peace Prize in 2016. Just a few details to remember about, nothing to go much deeper beyond this. The next article now is about the amended Forest Conservation Act. Let us continue this article in the next video. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.